God's Pirate here, and I'm here to teach you something. There is a difference between vintage and antique. You see, I consider myself vintage. I do not consider myself antique. The definition of vintage is something that's under 100 years old. Anything that's antique is 100 years old or older. I own an antique store, but 95% of the things that I sell are vintage. The main reason why I became successful in this antique store is because I sell vintage items. Items that aim towards a person's hobby interest or specialty. I have a lot of customers that are definitely looking for something in the vintage category. So I do sell vintage items, but I rarely sell antique items. The main reason why vintage to me is a lot better than antiques is vintage is easier to get rid of. Antiques, they're usually a lot more expensive and the clientele is a lot thinner. Vintage items, basically, it takes people back to a certain time, a certain memory. A much simpler one, a happier one, a sadder one. But a vintage item concerns of somebody's interests, and it is definitely under 100 years old. So yeah, I'm vintage. I'm not antique.